Welcome back to Gets Real, the podcast where we dive into meaningful topics. Today, we're going to tackle a topic that often raises eyebrows and sparks debate: submission in relationships. But what exactly is submission? Submission is not about inequality or dominance. It is about willing and respectfully yielding control to your partner. It is a choice based on trust, love, and mutual respect. Hey, I'm Ty, here with my sister Nikki.
Hey, boo.
And this is Gets Real, the place to be where newly singles gather together to navigate the crazy world of modern dating. Here on Gets Real, we have candid conversations on topics plaguing the dating world when you find yourself single again. Join us every week as we talk about the pros, cons, and mindset as we hit the road again on our dating journey. Now, let's get into it. Let's talk about how to cultivate submission and give it in a relationship.
First of all, you gonna pick a topic that you want these people to be tussling with you in these comments. I started to sit this one out, but now let's go ahead and get into it. I think one of the first things that should happen in talking about submission is that both parties need to establish the working definition of submission. Because for some people, they have a more closed definition of submission. They think that submission only applies to sex. They think that submission they think about BDSM and all of that, those types of submission. They don't consider the broader aspect of not only does a woman submit, but a man submits as well.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Yeah. So,
to me, you cultivate submission when you understand that being in a partnership is about service. To me.
Right.
To me, people. And you give that when you operate from, I do these things out of love, I do these things, dare I say, out of reverence for the person that I'm with. Submitting to a person comes when I can trust your leadership, when I can trust your decision making, when I see that you lead in your own life. When you don't carry yourself crazy, I have more of a propensity to be like, if you say that this is how a thing should go, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's rock with that, because I haven't seen you do crazy with your own life.
Yeah, so for me, that's a very solid expectation. If you don't have a solid, healthy, and balanced relationship with yourself, what yellow brick road is we finna go down? And where are you leading me to if you're trying to be a leader? And for being a leader, a lot of people miss the aspect of I'm masculine and I'm the leader, and baby, you can't lead yourself. So where are you leading not only your partner, but your children, your future? Like, where you need to understand that balance of being submission. And a lot of times for me, in my experience, I have been basically submissive to my partners based alone off of how they carry themselves. So if I know that in trusting you to have good judgment, recognizing your strengths, your weaknesses in yourself, then I have no problem following or trusting in whatever vision you have for us as a partnership.
Right.
But that first comes from me seeing how you conduct your own life.
Correct. And I would agree. And I also feel like it kind of segues and goes into that other very triggering topic of what someone brings to the table. Because if you're not bringing a sense of stability in your own life, I'm going to have a very hard time on either side of the table, male or female, being able to trust that you're going to do right with me, or you're going to do right in handling this or that or whatever aspect of the relationship.
Right. So it's important to first have an open and honest communication. Discuss your expectations, your desires, your boundaries, and create that solid foundation. Remember that submission is a two-way street, and it's not contingent on you being male or female or individual dynamics or preferences. Submission is never limited to just one gender alone. It also, being submissive to your partner also doesn't mean that you give up your own identity and your own voice. It means that you trust your partner's judgment and recognize their strengths as it supports the version of yourselves that are coming together. So how do you know when to be submissive?
I think that's a little harder it's hard overall, because people tend to not want to give up that quote unquote power. But some people give it right out the gate. You know, I know a lot of women who are, as soon as they're dating somebody that they feel like is, you know, a quality person, and this is, you know, I'm confident in who they are, and oh, he's an alpha male, so I'm going to submit to him because it's going to give me a better positioning for him to choose me. So they do it right out the gate.
Yeah. No.
I can't really rock with the right out the gate, because to me, the same way, I'm a person who is, trust is earned. I'm not that person who I'm going to give you 100% of my trust straight out the gate until you mess up. No, you have to earn that I can trust you. To me, my submission works that same way. I have to be able to trust that you're going to handle me well in order for me to give that to you. Submission is a gift on either end. Now, I'm going to do all the things that I need to do, you know, to make sure that when the roles are reversed, you feel comfortable submitting to me because I can handle my business. But I have to see that from you first. I honestly believe that it's earned. And there's a timeline on when that is earned. It's just going to be, for me, it's just a click. Mm-hmm. It's a thing of like, oh, okay, we've gotten to this point. Let me go ahead and do these things.
Yeah. I have little quirky moments. I can say that I tested the boundaries on what my submission could look like when I was with my partner. And it was funny because he doesn't talk he talk a lot, but he rambles a lot. But so we were riding in the car, and he said, we were driving, and I don't know that side of town, so I was trying to listen to GPS. So we driving down the street, and I'm trying to listen to GPS because me and Patricia really don't get along that well. She talked too slow for my driving abilities, so it'd be a lot of fights with the GPS in the car. So she was telling me to go one way, he was telling me to go another way, and I was like, but the GPS said, he said, don't listen to that. Listen to me. Got you. That's all I said. Got you.
Into that.
Made my right off the freeway, and so he kind of sat back in the chair. We still driving. He said, turn left, turn right. The GPS said turn right. I said, well, hell, you told me not to listen to her.
Sir, hello.
Hello, come on. So he was like, oh, I did say that. Yes, you did. We still driving. So we started driving a few inches up the road, and we come to a fork in the road. I completely stopped and looked at him, and he was like, turn right. I mean, I just need you. I need you to follow through.
Absolutely.
If you're gonna tell me don't listen to nobody else, and I don't care where we are, listen to you. I need you to take me to the end of wherever we're going, sir.
Which granted.
Where we going? I will drive this car all day long, but I need you to keep your end of the bargain, or as he's seen, I'm that passive aggressive person. We gonna sit in the street.
But I don't necessarily. I wouldn't even take that as being passive aggressive, because of the simple facts of, you said don't listen to this, listen to me. So when you jump in and you interject, you inserted yourself into this situation, like you said, I need you to follow that thing through, because I don't know if you're saying don't listen to the GPS for the next 2 sets of directions that she's finna give, or don't listen to it at all. So now I'm finna show you I'm not listening to it at all, so what you got? And essentially, to me, that was a great example of when to submit, or what does it look like, and stuff like that, because there's a lot of men, a lot of women who are like, I want you to follow my lead, but then it's like, oh, let me call my homeboy right quick, because I don't know this. I'm not familiar with this terrain. Well, what you talking about follow you for? If you ain't never been up in the mountains, why am I listening to you give me directions about the mountains, someplace you haven't been?
Right.
I'm willing to, we can figure it out together.
Yes.
But don't be sitting up here boss hogging like, beat my chest like you got it, and you trying to phone a friend to ask for some help. So that's where the caveat of the submission comes in, and people begin to not want to do that, because it's like, man, what are you doing? I used to say all the time, I can't trust anybody who's only going to lead me to question marks.
Praise Jesus.
You can't lead me to more question marks.
Right.
And so,
even if you say, or we get to a point and you say, babe, I got us this far, but I don't know how to get here. Let me take a minute and figure out what direction we need to go in.
Right.
And if we have to collaborate on that thing, or give me a minute so I can figure out what feels best for me and for us, then I will give you space, time, and opportunity to do that within reason. Because we're not going to be standing outside in the rain for an hour where you figure out where we are in another state. Like, can you call an Uber driver already? Because it's not my version of wet that I like to be. I'm just saying. So, but that is a real thing.
Right. But it's also a thing of like, being able to be submissive. If I tell you that I'm a subject matter expert in this area here, then you should have no problem with yielding to me to be like, oh, babe got that. Because they know all about that. That's their shit.
Right.
That's their shit, and they know how to talk their shit. So I'm going to leave that to them. You know, that is something that I can say, like, my ex-husband, he was really kind of good at. He felt like he knew he could talk to people, but when it came to getting some shit done, and if he felt like we were either being taken advantage of, or anytime it came to quote unquote corporate speak, he'd be like, hold on, let me call, let me get my wife on this phone. Or, babe, come here, because we have a situation. Oh, okay, let's get this resolved. Because he was low-key hood and was like, I'm ready to fight. That's how I want to do. I'm going to sit here and argue with you. But there's a better way. She know how to talk to you to get some understanding. Mm-hmm. And so, and there were things that he was absolutely great at. I'm not going to handle that. Let me let you talk to my husband, because say, that's not my level of expertise. Mm-hmm. And it becomes, being able to do that strengthens trust, it strengthens respect, and in turn also strengthens the love that you experience in your relationship, in my opinion, because it makes that other person feel affirmed that you trust them enough to take care of business and to handle things on behalf of the family. It lets them know that, oh, she or he respects my stance on this, and you respect my shit, you respect my mind, that you know I can get this done. And that says a lot, that carries a lot for a lot of people, because that may not have been something that wasn't a part of their environment growing up. So a lot of times submission is new for both parties. A woman may not have experienced seeing a woman be submissive to a man. You hear about it in church. It's in the Bible. Women are wives, submit yourselves to your husband. It also says for the husband to submit themselves to the wife. There's another part to that scripture.
Yeah, read the whole scripture.
The whole thing.
Not the half. Thank you.
So you have to be patient with each other and big up each other, and oh, they used to carry that. I appreciate that. That goes a long way to making somebody feel even more comfortable in taking the leadership role, and even to tell your partner, hey, I appreciate you letting me handle that. Because we know that women are strong. We know that women are independent. I know that you got it, can do it, but I appreciate that you let me handle that. And even for a woman to tell a man, babe, I appreciate you letting me take care of it in the way that I need to or needed to. So, do you think that you have to be picky about your submission? Submission is not something that is for everybody. It is something that can be abused, which is why I'm also not a fan of people giving it away within the first 5 dates. You have to be able to vet a person. You have to do a lot of vetting and to know and understand if this person can handle that.
Right.
But it really goes back to trusting yourself, being very self-aware, to know based on that person's definition of submission, if that's something that you're going to be able to do with them, if that's something that you're going to be able to share together. How a person talks, I often, in conversation, I don't really bring up submission, but I listen at how a man talks about women in general. And if I feel like he's very negative when it comes to women, and you refer to women while you're talking to a woman as, oh man, these females out here, oh sir. No, he is not somebody who will get submission from me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I honestly feel like you don't like women. You like what women can do for you.
Right.
But you don't like me as a whole. And that's problematic. So you can't just be out here giving it away like free candy on Halloween.
But I mean, even that free candy on Halloween, somebody paid for it. So it ain't necessarily free.
Anyway, you know what I mean.
Okay, so that is a wrap for today's episode of Gets Real. We hope that this discussion shed some light on the concept of submission in relationships. As always, follow us on social media and subscribe to our podcast for more thought-provoking discussions. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, let's keep getting real. If you're dreaming of a fulfilling and lasting relationship, then Dated Me and Found You, Dating with Intention, is the book you've been waiting for. In this groundbreaking book, we dive into the complexities of modern relationships and provide you with the tools, strategies, and guidance you need to find your way. Want to join in on the conversation? Leave us a message and follow us on Instagram at XOXO_on the go, where you'll find helpful tips and dating ideas for you in your journey.